So number one, immediate annuity. You give the company money, insurance company, they pay you back a check every month for a period of time or your life. So what's option two? Or annuity, not option, but what's another type of annuity?
So the second kind of annuity that you see, I feel like we see these maybe more often than most, are variable annuities.
Sure.
So variable annuities are in the market, so out of the nature of their name, they can fluctuate up or down in value. But simultaneously, what we found, at least with variable annuities, we don't leverage these tools too typically because they're riddled with fees. Mm-hmm. Quite often, individuals pay somewhere between maybe 2 up to 5% underlying in fees.
Yeah.
I had someone sit in front of me that paid over $30,000 a year
in
just fees in a variable annuity. They had no idea.
It's crazy.
I asked them, I go, would you write your advisor a check for that $30,000? Is he providing you enough value this year? And they said, absolutely not. And I said, then you shouldn't be paying the annuity company those types of fees either.
Yeah.
And with those pieces as well, the flexibility, again, they're just very rigid in nature. They kind of structure them so you're penalized pretty substantially to leave early. And there's usually a value that is almost a phantom value that really isn't all yours unless you draw from it over a very prolonged period. And that's usually how they're sold, is that's what the advisor, quote unquote, worked with.
A lot of people will think, I'm getting like 7% a year in there.
That's what I hear often.
And I'm like, well, you're paying 4% to get 7%. And that 7% account is only if you take it as an income stream. So I will say,
exactly,
variable annuities do give you some upside of the market.
Yep.
You still participate in the downside, and at least you have, if everything goes bad, you have some sort of income value
right
that you can draw something off of. This wasn't designed to give recommendations, but usually I haven't seen a ton that I love. Most importantly, because to me, if you want a variable return, you can go into the general market,
save yourself
and save yourself multiple thousands of dollars a year in fees. And if you want an income based, you can go to the fixed side and receive something a lot cheaper as well.
Right.
So you have immediate, we have variable. What's the third kind?
The third's just called fixed. So the most similar tool that you could compare it to is maybe like a CD, where it's a set period of time where you're tying the funds up for a set guaranteed interest rate. But they are tied up for that time frame. There's a penalty to leave, so it may not be the most attractive tool. Interest rates prior to this year were peanuts, so they weren't tools we were really leveraging almost at all prior to this year. But you can get some pretty attractive guaranteed rates in a fixed. It's a tool. It's not our favorite necessarily, but it's not a bad tool either.
Yeah, it's similar to a CD. Obviously, it's not a CD. Totally different. CDs are FDIC insured.
Right.
You obviously want to be with a good insurance company if you're going to go with a fixed annuity. But obviously, the rates change. But you can get you could have this year get a 5-year in the 5.5% range maybe, where you get a locked-in return, no annual fees.
Yep.
You maybe can take out the interest or 10% a year. Definitely could be rigid in terms of, obviously a CD has more flexibility, it's FDIC insured, but it's a good comparison. Just think of a fixed rate of return for a fixed period of time, and then you can take your money and do what you want with.
Yeah, it's important with any annuity just to be aware. The fees are super important, but how much access do you have to that money during the annuity maturity time frame? So it's just something to be very conscious of.